Y'all, I done told a client that they was a pain in my...
Give me a reason, and I'll pretend I'm in control. Just like the seasons, you're taking the time from me, but no, I don't.
What's up, what's up, what's up, my lock loves? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, hit that subscribe button to join the Lock Love crew. I am back with a little story time of a client that's may or may not be the reason why I'm not taking new clients. So before we get into the story time, I do have to give y'all some disclaimers because I need y'all to know a few things. Disclaimer number one, one client cannot be the sole reason on why I want to no longer take new clients. To be honest with you, I got a lot going on, but also I have a lot of reasons on why I no longer really want to take new clients like that. One being, this might be a surprise for some of you all, but doing hair is not a passion, nor is it a career choice of mine. It was just kind of something that I was good at, and I figured I should do it. It's not something I'm passionate about at all. So stopping something like this is kind of equivalent to you guys maybe quitting a job that you don't really care about. Does that make sense? Number two, I want to work on what I'm actually am passionate about, which is growing my candle business. I have a candle and decor business that I have no time for because I'm constantly taking in new clients and doing new installs. So I'm going to go ahead and start focusing back on my candle business and giving it my time and effort. And if you're interested in supporting me with it, definitely check out melaninflames.com because that is my candle business. Number three, I have to make time for my retail clients. The more new clients I take in, the less time I have to schedule my retail appointments. And one thing about that is I do not want to leave them hanging dry. I want to be able to make sure I can do their retires every 6 to 8 weeks, and my book's got to be open for them. Simply put. Another thing, y'all, I'm tired. I'm tired. I need a break, and taking in new clients, I have to take in new energies. I have to figure out what they like, all that good stuff. And also usually it's for installs, which takes 2 days, not including the amount of time it takes for me to make the hair for them. So taking new clients is very time consuming on me, my body, and I need a break. I'm tired. Me saying I need a break don't necessarily mean I'm going to come back to it. This might be a permanent thing, I don't know yet, but for now I definitely need a break on taking new clients. I actually forgot to mention one of the biggest reasons why I stopped taking new clients is because I had a ton of cancellations within a short time frame. And I'm talking short notice cancellations where I couldn't refill that that installation spot. So if you don't know, deposits does not cover the bills when cancellations happen. So taking a risk on new clients can take a risk on me paying my bills. So with that being said, disclaimer number two, I'm not one to really like to make videos about my clients and situations that happen with me, but this one, it kind of put the icing on the cake on why I don't really want to take new clients. Again, I'm not stopping my business for one person, but with all the reasons I had previously, plus this situation, I was like, yeah, I'm over it. She pretty much was the straw that broke the camel's back, to say. All right, so now that the disclaimers are out the way, we're going to get into this story time. And trust and believe, I'm going to be using my phone to give y'all accurate receipts. Okay? Let's get into it. So, like all of my clients, she scheduled a consultation. It was for a date that was like far out, like May 15th or something like that. So I hit her up and I'm like, hey, this is Ashley. Would you like to reschedule your consultation for a earlier date? Here are the dates. Let me know if it's good with you. If not, you can keep your regular appointment, and I'll talk to you then. So she was like, yeah, cool. I can go ahead and schedule for the earlier time. And she said my head is an absolute mess. So she goes on and starts telling me about her hair, that her microlocks are breaking off because of her health condition. Okay? So she's like, can you do the 2nd or the 3rd? If you can, I can adjust my schedule. Cool. Let's do the 2nd, which is the next day. So then we scheduled for 4 o'clock. About 3:56, I'm like, hey, 4 minutes is coming up. Is 4 still good with you? No, she want to reschedule for 4:15. All right, cool. No issue. But then 5:16 comes around. Didn't hear nothing from her. And she lets me know what was going on. So, you know, me being cool again. All right, stuff come up. You're fine. I end up doing stuff my own self because after the 4:15, I'm like, she ain't serious. So I'm like, look, you text me when you're ready, and we'll go on like that. So 7:15 comes around because I'm guessing we start the consultation. Now, my memory isn't the best, but if I can remember her consultation, she was at work or leaving work or something like that. So she had on some kind of hat. I couldn't see her actual hair. So during that consultation, she just told me what was going on. And I'm pretty sure I ended that consultation with the fact that you need to send me pictures of your hair. Since she was at work, I wasn't going to let her take her hat off or make her take her hat off at work. So I'm like, just send me pictures of your hair and we can move on from there. All right, so that was May 2nd. Her consultation was May 2nd. May 16th come around. I ain't hear nothing from her since then. She was like, hey, this is me. She realized she forgot to send photos of her hair. And she wants to schedule her appointment. So I'm like, okay, cool. The days that you wanted is available. You can schedule an appointment. But I'm like, it's been like, what, a week, 2 weeks? Refresh my memory on what we was even talking about. Because one reason why I like pictures is because I can remember what we was talking about. So I'm like, just refresh my memory. Were you trying to get the twist or were you trying to get the interlock extensions? She says, interlock extensions, some with my hair. And then she refreshed my memory on who she is. I will send pictures. Okay. So I'm like, oh, so you actually want the appointment? Please send your deposit so I can schedule you in. The next day comes around. I'm like, can you send your deposit so I can schedule you in? Because I'm not going to keep these dates too much longer. All right. So I send her the invoice. She sends the deposit. I got her saved for that date. So going back, texting her a few days after she sends her deposit, I'm like, is there anything we talked about in particular about how you want your extensions, like the color or the size? She hits me up again with, I was supposed to send you pics. Yes, you were, since May 2nd. It's now May 21st. Still waiting on those pictures. But at this point, I'm making the extensions, getting ready for her appointment. And so I'm just like, do you want regular extensions or like, what do you want? So she's like, oh yeah, the hair that I have is micro. She says I'm the one who locks have all fallen out. And she sent me pictures of her locks. Now, when I click on these pictures right now, I don't see any pictures of her hair in its most current state of when she came to me. I don't see a picture that was going to show me what was going to happen. None. I see pictures of when her hair was first done. It was beautiful. I see, you know, when it got a little bit older. But as far as the monstrosity I was finna come across, I didn't see none of that. But I must have, because then I say, I'm trying to see if your hair is long enough and if I'll be able to grip your hair. But I guess I have to see when you get here. To me, that signifies I didn't really get good enough pictures to know. I tell her, I hope I can get a good grip on your hair. I'm more nervous about future slipping because, you know, if your hair is too short, I can't really grip it that good. So she says, remind me, you start with an interlock or you start by adding hair. I tell her I braid your roots, I attach the extension at the root, and then I interlock the roots. Then she says, okay, I see what you mean by gripping. I say I need to braid at least a few passes, which is like an inch or two of braided hair. And at this point, she's coming the next day, so we gonna keep the appointment, and I'm just gonna see what I'm working with. All right, her appointment's at 10. She notifies me at 10 that her sitter just got there and that she was just now leaving at 10. Listen, I'm very lenient on if you're late or not, because you know this Atlanta traffic crazy. I'm all at the south of Atlanta. You might be at the top of Atlanta. Like, it is what it is. But I'm real heavy on communication. Why? I barely get enough sleep. So if you're 10 minutes late, that's 10 minutes more sleep I could have had if you would have told me. Anyway, so she lets me know issues with her appointment, and she said she'll get there at 10:40. I don't really know what time she actually got there, and I do believe sometimes throughout this interaction she was actually calling me to give me updates and not just texting. But let's just go to say she's more than 40 to an hour late. Whatever. Alright. So, let's get into the actual appointment. I welcome her in as normal. Hey, what's up? Have a seat. We're going to watch some good TV. And trust and believe me when I say I made sure I recorded every bit of this appointment, because I knew it was going to be some tomfoolery. So this is what I see. She has her locks hanging on by strands. Okay. Her hair is pretty much an afro, but the condition of these locks are truly some throwaways. Okay. So y'all see, I'm showing y'all. This is exactly what she came in with. So, you know, the plan was for me to just cut this out her head, because there's absolutely no reason why this should be kept and worked around. So I went ahead and cut all the hair off. Now remember, at the very beginning when we, you know, was first talking, she said she wanted interlock extensions, some with her hair. So what she did was she kept all her hair that fell out. She kept them in a Ziploc bag, right? This would have been cool if the hair that fell out was actually in good condition. The hair that fell out, it needed to fall out. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna show y'all pictures and everything, but this was not like locks that was all nice and nice, cool, and then at the very tip was the damage. No, the locks she kept, first of all, were micro braid locks. There's not a lot of attachment I can do with micro braid locks. One, because they're small. Two, braid locks, it had the braid pattern, and so connecting that to a new set of hair, like what did you want me, like, no. But she was very adamant on keeping these braid locks and reattaching it to her hair. So I said, you know what? While I part your hair out, you can go ahead and comb out the ends of these locks, and I will do what I can. I'll do what I can. So I had her comb out all, you know, as whatever she could. So after I parted the sections, here's what we looking like. She needed, like, I think it was up there. It was like either 180s to 200s. It was up there. So when I looked at the locks that she had in a Ziploc bag, I couldn't find 5 good ones. 5 that I would recommend to put back in your head. She was very adamant on keeping her locks. I said, you know what? What I can do for you is to have you pick out what you think are good locks, and I'll work with it. She actually did. She actually picked out what she thought was good. Me, every single one of them would have been in the trash. Her, she tried to save whatever she could. So the problem with reusing old locks is that you have to comb out the top part so that you can reattach it. In whatever method you want to reattach, you have to have like this much of actual combed out hair. So here's what I did. I combed out what was considered good locks. This was the best that I can do. This is how it was looking before it was combed out. I had to comb out pretty much all of that so I could have something to work with. Now the problem with this is this process actually takes a long time. It does. And I already had lock extensions made. I had about 70 made, and I could have had more ready because she left around 3 o'clock. I could have worked all throughout the night, and I could have had more ready. It's quicker for me to make the locks than it is to comb out locks, especially when they're trash, right? So I tell her, you know what you can do is comb out your own locks, because I'm not gonna stay up till 5 in the morning and preparing locks that I don't even want to use. So since you want to use these so bad, you comb these out, and when you come back tomorrow, I'll put in what you combed out. Me, I started making some more of my own locks because I knew she was not going to be able to comb out 200 and something locks. All right. So I text her, and I'm like, I get to thinking. I get to thinking on how trash these locks really are. And I'm like, listen, just a thought. Instead of using the locks that you currently have in a Ziploc bag, how about we just start all the way over and I just put in all new locks and you just get a fresh set of locks. But at this time it's 9 o'clock. I wasn't really sure if she wanted me to continue making my locks, if she really just thought that she was gonna have enough of her locks. So I was like, you know what? Change of plan. Let's just do all new braid locks. That can be done in one day. I don't have to stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning making locks, doing whatever. You don't have to be at home combing out your locks. How about we just do a new set of braid locks? And she's like, you mean all new braid locks? And I'm like, yeah. So she's like, she don't want to be a pain. I thought she said she don't want it to be like painful, or she don't want it to, bring pain. Didn't read that right. And I was like, no, it's pretty much pain free. She was like, no, I don't want to be a pain in the butt. But if all possible, I would like to try with the old locks. And I'm like, are you saying you don't want to be a pain for me to do all braid locks? Because that's what I took it as. Instead of using your old one, it'll be way easier for me to use the new ones or to create new locks. So I'm like, oh no, trust me. I prefer it more if we just do all new braids. It'll be easier for both of us. And mainly, I know you wouldn't have any issues. With the old ones, I know you'll have a lot of slippage and breakage. Even the best ones have a lot of weak points that will easily pop off without force. Pretty much what I'm saying. So I'm just like, what makes you want these old ones? Maybe I can create, maybe I can see if the new ones can meet what you want in the old ones. In my head, I'm like, why do you want these raggedy locks? Why are you so attached to these raggedy locks? Maybe I could find a way to give you the compromise with these new ones. Like, why do you want these locks so much? So she says, I never really liked the complete braided look from the start. The old ones are bearable because they grew out and got some life on them. I'm just trying to keep a uniform look with what I had versus starting all the way over. If you cannot finish all 190 tomorrow, I can come back in a few weeks. So she wanted to keep the raggedy look. Okay. So then she says maybe the top layers could be older ones to camouflage newer ones underneath. Again, Lord knows I'm asking for a miracle. I haven't really wrapped my head around completely starting over. So I say, I see. Well, I have to stress, even if I can finish getting them ready, the actual locks themselves aren't in the best shape for me to feel comfortable with reinstalling them. Not sure if you're familiar with my YouTube channel, but I had spoke about my experience of reinstalling locks that I felt was not in the best shape, and it was a horrible experience. At the end, I'd rather stick with my professional experience and not reinstall these. Because the previous time I had this issue, y'all know, if you don't know the story, here it is, look at it, because that was some mess. She says, I didn't see that. But if at all possible, if you can salvage any of them, I would really, really appreciate it and wouldn't hold you responsible. And wouldn't hold you responsible. If you could, please try to use them for the top layer. And if they slip, then at least I tried. Then I could let it go mentally. I hear what you're saying, and I wouldn't hold you responsible at all. So, what she wants is, she wants the raggedy locks at the top of her head. And then she wants my new, fresh, pretty locks at the back of her head. So, okay. If only you can see how this will go. Alright. So, I was like, alright, I'll do what I can. She said, I completely understand and I appreciate you trying, seriously. This all was at 9 p.m. The conversation ended at 9:46 p.m. I created and posted that I'm not taking new clients anymore at 10:55, an hour later. When I tell you guys, I was heated. I was fuming. I was so upset that she wanted me to continue doing something that I did not think that I should do. She wanted to go against my professional advice, and she wanted me to do something that I truly, truly, truly did not want to do. Like, I did not want to use her raggedy locks because I knew it would look a hot mess. I knew it would look a hot mess. I knew it wouldn't last long. I was in my bed, like, on the verge of tears because I was just so mad. Now, I'm probably being dramatic, but listen. I take care. I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my Erykah Badu. So when you walking around with my work, I need it to be top tier quality work, not no raggedy mess. And she wanted me to put some raggedy mess back in her head. So that was the point where I was like, I'm not taking nobody else because y'all newbies trying me. My old clients, I know them. I know we got to understand them. But y'all newbies, I don't know y'all, and y'all might keep trying me. So that's when I decided I wasn't taking on new clients. And yeah. So the next day comes by. And when I tell y'all I was so pissed off, my whole vibe was different. I'm pretty sure she was late the next day because she told me she's stopping for coffee or whatever. But at this point, any extra thing that goes on is going to piss me off more and more, right? So the first day she came, I was like this. You know, what's up? Let's watch some TV. We're going to talk, laugh, joke, blah, 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 and get this done. The second day she came, I was like this. I put that TV on for her. I probably said less than 10 words the entire appointment. Y'all, my vibe was screaming, I'm angry. Like screaming, I'm angry. Like I didn't talk to that lady at all. It was so awkward. But I was not finna fake the funk at all. Okay. So she leaves. I think my appointment goes from 10 to 6. You got me from 10 to 6. I had other things to do after 6. Okay. So at 6 o'clock I called it quits. But let me show y'all what we got done within this appointment. Before I talk about this, she wanted me to color the lock extensions to a number 4 to match her braid lock extensions. Now, this might be an error on her and an error on me for not correcting her, but her braids were like a number 2. She kept insisting that she wanted a number 4. And before I dyed it, I asked her about 20 times. I'm like, are you sure you want me to color this hair? Are you sure? She wanted it. And I dyed it probably a brighter number 4. But that's what happened when you use bleach. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm installing all my good lock extensions. All my good extensions. Like top tier quality lock extensions. But then for the front and like the sides, I'm installing her raggedy locks. And as you can see, she is over here combing out her own locks because I was not about to. Okay? I was not about to comb out no locks. So she's here combing out her locks. I put my 70 locks in real quick. I put her like 20, maybe 30 of that, of her hair in, and whatever she did not have combed out, that was it. I wasn't finna go past 6 o'clock combing out no extensions that I didn't want to use, or her hair that I didn't want to use. So around 6 o'clock, it's a wrap. Your appointment is done. So what I did was I did her perimeter, I did her back so that she could wear it up in the ponytail. That middle wasn't done, but at least you could wear it up in the ponytail, because you should have been up all night combing out these extensions, coming out the ends of this hair to get ready for your appointment, because I wasn't finna do it. After the appointment, I'm like, hey, hope you made it safely. I sent you the invoice for you to pay. I need you to pay. And as far as the appointment, when you want to come back. About 4 hours passed, and she says it really depends on the week. I won't be able to be here as much next week. Tell me if you have any openings, and I'll see if I can fit it in. How much time you think you would need? I'm thinking the 9th. I said, hard to say. If all the hair could be ready, not too long, I would schedule out at least 4 hours. She didn't say anything. May 24th. She says, I'm thinking the 9th. I'm thinking the 9th. Do you think I scheduled her for the 9th because she said I'm thinking the 9th? No. I didn't schedule her. I planned my day how I wanted to on that day. Because that's not a confirmation for me. After I sent my message and you didn't say nothing back, after saying I'm thinking the 9th, I'm thinking you not getting your hair done. So, on June 7th, what's that, 2 weeks later? 2 or 3 weeks later, right? She says, hey, do you still have time on the 9th? I'm like, no. Most of my calendar has been booked by now, because you did not secure the 9th. So she goes with, so far no slipping. Some with human hair are loosening, but no issues overall. I thought we said the 9th because my hair is not done in the middle, so I can't wash or dye it. So it's a little hard to go around that. My birthday is on the 20th, and I would like to not look crazy, if at all. I must have misunderstood you. You're gonna be looking crazy regardless because you got these ragged locks in your head and you got fresh locks in the back. You look crazy regardless. But she said, I must have misunderstood you. I say I wasn't sure if the 9th was confirmed or if it was a day you were considering. If you're able to have all the locks ready for install, I can do the 9th, but I don't have a full day available. I have someone coming that day as well. Or did you want me to use my extensions? She says, I think your extensions would have to be smaller if we went that route. So let me see what I can do. We said there's 56 remaining. So she had 56 braids left in her head in the middle. Anytime you have, I'll work within that. I say, okay, fine. I'm fuming again because I don't want to do her hair. But I'm like, all right, cool. All right. Yes, I can do the 9th because I don't want her looking crazy on her birthday. Let's do 10 o'clock. She says, if I don't have 56 viable, if I don't have 56 viable of the old ones, would you have time to make some smaller ones? Yes, I could try and make some tomorrow. Not sure how many I can make. I have appointments all throughout the day because you were not confirmed, so I was not preparing for you at all. She said, I'll try and count tonight. Alright, so the next day I'm like, hey, should I be trying to make extensions for you or what? Apparently her texts just don't be going through for some reason. She says I have 25 that I can make work, so there was 56 total. Basically, I needed to make the leftovers from the 56. So I'm like, okay, I'll do what I can. The day before your appointment, I have to try and make as many extensions as I can to make up for you. All right, so she says there's one that you made that had the braided look that looks closer to my hair. And the 1B or 2B color looks closer than they dyed hair. There's no such thing as 2B, but it's okay. I can send a picture of that one when I get home. My job has horrible reception, so blah, blah, blah. All right. So I'm like, right now I only have color number 2 to work with what matches the locks that you already have. So I started making the extensions of the color number 2. And again, at 10 o'clock, she says, I'm on my way at 10 o'clock. I'm like, how long are you going to be here? She says it's going to be 25 minutes. That means at 10:25, she should be walking in the door. She was not. She says she's sitting in traffic, but closed at 10:45. Mind you, let me just reiterate. This is an appointment that, for one, I was not prepared for or in the mood for. For two, she already got on my nerves on day 2. The vibe was already off. I didn't want to see her. You got all this. You got the nerve to be late, and I'm already pissed off with you. The nerve. Oh my gosh, I forgot a very important part. See, when it's not in text, I kind of forget to remember to tell y'all. So she came into her appointment the third day of her appointment late. And when she walked in, she was like, oh my gosh, I know you are so sick of me. I know you probably don't even want to do my hair no more because I'm late and I got you doing all this. I just know you sick of me. Let me hurry up and sit down. So it was extremely funny when she was saying that because in my head I was like, yeah, I am sick of you. Yeah, I'm not doing your hair again. Yeah, you're right. I'm glad you know this. All right. So at the end of the appointment, this is what her hair looks like. I made it work. I made it work for the best that I could. But it truly did look a mess. In person. Like in pictures, they look alright. It look cool. But in person, you got raggedy at the top. new locks at the bottom, multiple different colors. Like, this looked a hot mess. And I was just like, just get out. Get out, get out, get out. So after that, you know, we discussed her getting another appointment for a retie. But I'm wrong for this. I am wrong for this because I figured she would have caught the vibes that I'm not doing her hair no more, especially because she walked in the door and saying, "Oh my gosh, I know you're not doing my hair no more. I'm getting on your nerves," that kind of thing. A few weeks later, she's like, "Hey, what's your availability to get a retie?" The ones in the back have really slipped after 2 washes and are the larger ones in the back from the first set that you made, the ones that you dyed. About 12 of those have slipped. Then some slipped from around the edges this past week because I was sweating. Those were the ones that was her hair. None of the ones slipped in the middle have slipped at all. None of the second slip has slipped at all. So overall, I think it'll be okay once it locks. I didn't say nothing to her because at that point, I was like, BFU. I didn't want to say that, so I didn't say nothing. I'm wrong again. She texted me back the next day. Hey, just seeing if you got my message. Oh, I did. Hey there. Sorry for the late response, but I decided I'm not the best loctician for you. Good luck on your lock journey. Okay? Because right now I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing me, and I'm choosing peace. Here she go. She real quick to text back in regards to this, but when I needed that picture and all that stuff, it took her like 4 weeks. Anyway, she says you did an excellent job. This is a shock. Is it? Because you walked in the door saying I wasn't going to be doing your hair no more because you knew you was getting on my nerves. Anyway, the ones that you were afraid of slipping weren't slipping at all. In the future, if you don't like a client, at the very least, if you can do their hair one last time, then tell that person that you're discontinuing their service when their hair is retightened. So in that way, the person have 4 to 6 weeks to find someone else. But to wait until it's time for a retie, then cancel the person is very harsh. I'm trying my hardest to keep my hair healthy. You saw the state it was in, and it started to pull and break at 5 to 6 weeks. I appreciate what you did, and I'm sorry I frustrated you. May God bless you. You think I should care about your retightening schedule when you didn't care when I said I didn't want to do something that I didn't want to do? I'm not, girl, after you left my chair, I wasn't thinking about you not a nan bit more. I wasn't thinking about your feelings or nothing. I wasn't thinking about you existing in the world like at all, because I was fuming while I was doing your hair. Okay, so she takes that. I let her have it. Why do I need to say something else after that? I didn't need to. All right, about 3 weeks later, she texts, greetings, I'm reaching out because I would like a refund for the human hair locks you put in the back of my hair. I'm referring to the 70 that I initially paid for on May 23rd. At least 35 of them have slipped, and that's due to you refusing to do my retie in a timely manner as we initially planned. And then me having to find someone else. She doesn't want to use the ones you made because they aren't hers, and I have to start all those over. All over. It's taken me 3 weeks to get another appointment, which is now almost 8 weeks from my initial appointment on May 23rd and 4 weeks from my second appointment on June 9th. Again, had you told me on June 9th that you didn't want to work with me or completed my retie in early July and then discontinued services with me is one thing, but you cancel on me without a retightening, basically forcing me to pay for nothing since the hair is short and needed retightening to prevent slipping. That isn't right. Please refund me. at least for those 70 that are slipping, and that cannot be used by my new loctician. I sat on this because I was doing hair and I wanted to keep good energy for my client. She texted me this at 9 in the morning. I wanted to keep good energy for my client. So I literally, when I read I would like a refund, I stopped reading it until I was done with that client. And I was ready for that bullshit. Alright, so I text back. Greetings to you as well. First off, let me say, no, you will not be getting a refund. Let's make that extremely clear. Here's why. Before we got started with putting the extensions in, I told you over and over that I did not think I should do your hair. Mainly because your hair was too short, and also because I knew that you were going to be an issue, and I tried to avoid this. You begged me to do your hair. You didn't want to follow my professional suggestions of starting completely over. Had you taken my suggestions, I would have given you a warranty and I would have replaced any locks that would have slipped. Honestly, you are the reason I'm not accepting new clients. You was a pain in my ass. For every day I did your hair, and you even noted that yourself by saying you wouldn't be surprised if I no longer did your hair. Quite frankly, I should have charged you more for all the work I unexpectedly had to do. So again, no, you will not be getting a refund. Blessings to your new loctician that have to deal with you, and good luck on your lock journey. I'm no longer responding to future messages before I get out of character. The Virgo in me came full out in that message. That Virgo energy. That Virgo energy was very nice, nasty. Wouldn't you say? But, you know, I did my best. I told the lady she was a pain in my ass. I did my best, y'all. I did my best. So she takes back. Again, the slippage occurred with the extensions you made, not my hair. And I was a pain in your ass? Okay, cool. Do y'all remember at the very beginning of our text thread, she said, I don't want to be a pain in the butt? Because she knows she's the type to be a pain in the butt. So yes, she was a pain in the butt. Y'all. And with that being said, this video is going long enough. I hope y'all enjoyed it because it's pretty long, but I am very curious to know what y'all think about this. It's not a right or wrong kind of thing or to bash a client. You know, I just want to know what y'all think. How would y'all have handled this from my perspective, from her perspective? You know, did I go a little bit too far calling her a pain in the ass? I probably did. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. And until the next one, peace.
Give me a reason, and I'll pretend I'm in control. Just like the seasons, you're taking the time from me, but